Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
A very warm welcome to CWSA today, the only show in sub-Saharan South Africa talking directly to the preserving of children's rights, children's power, children's emancipation from whatever trouble, abuse that they may be going through. This is exactly the platform where you can find out a little bit more about child welfare organization, the biggest child welfare organization in South Africa. And today we've got quite some important information. If in case you missed the recent gala fundraising event, Bring for Our Children, which took place at the Maslow Hotel in Sandton, all for children, child welfare, and had a number of guests, dignitaries, entertainment. It was just a really beautiful night filled with people who are in the fight and are joining the fight and the movement all around the world to protect children's rights. And I've got the acting national executive Benny Obayi, Benny Obayi, who's on the line, is going to be talking to us a little bit about this amazing event, what happened, how much money was raised, and what's going to happen right after the event. Thank you so much for joining us, Benny.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Such a lovely event. I was among the guests. Can you just talk to us a little bit about the journey towards the event and how that how it all sort of came together on the night?
Thank you. It was a great opportunity for Child Welfare South Africa. The journey towards the event started sometime April this year. So it was one of the biggest achievements is that the event actually happened.
Yes.
Because it was a short time to plan the event, but we had a team that were so focused and dedicated and committed, and we started working together with the help of our partners and our patrons who gave relentless time to assist us make sure the event happened. So the biggest achievement for us is that it actually happened. And one of the things we wanted for the night is that all our guest speakers were there, which is a big achievement for events such as that, because a lot of times people organize events like this, but at the last minute, the guest speakers turn them down.
Definitely.
But all our guest speakers were there. The Minister of Finance was there, and he spoke passionately about his commitment towards the cause and also towards the welfare and well-being of children. And we had Miss South Africa, although she wasn't available, but she made a video and sent just to speak about her commitment and her involvement with child welfare. And we also had our child ambassador, Megan, who spoke passionately and challenged a lot of people to start supporting the issues that we care about. So that was a big thing for us. And also the corporates that were there. We appreciate the fact that people took out time from their busy schedules and rather than sit home and relax for the weekend, people made out time and joined us at the event to celebrate the work that we do.
Definitely. I know you guys were partnered with the Star, which I think is so important from an awareness perspective. Tell us a little bit about that added value as well.
Yes, Star came on board as a partner sometime this year, and they made a commitment to us to support our initiatives and our events, which we highly appreciate. And that gave us a huge platform. Before the event, they actually wrote an article about the event and published it. And they also committed on today's daily newspaper, the gala event
Yes.
It's in the third page of the Star newspaper, and that's that's the kind of partnerships that we actually look out for because they are also using their platform to promote the issues that we care about.
Yes.
Because it is about getting the word out there. It's about letting people know what we are doing, what we are about, and as just like the Friday, we focus on the challenge of trafficking and sexual exploitation of children.
Yes.
And having a national newspaper like The Star partner with us means that we would have a lot of people reading about the issues that we raise, reading about the things that we do, and creating awareness to a wider audience and a wider public on issues that people may not know about.
Definitely. What I loved actually when I was in the room and I felt the synergies that a lot of people didn't really mind opening up their wallets to help such a worthy cause. Can you just talk to us a little bit about the fundraising element to the night and what is going to be done with the money that was raised?
Um, we really appreciate that people's hearts are still open towards the event.
Yes.
Before towards Child Welfare South Africa, before the event, people bought tables and people were eager to participate.
Wow.
And on the day, people still made pledges and to support the work that we do. And the money raised for the night is mostly to support our operations because the nature of the work that we do, we address the challenges and the issues from a macro level perspective.
Yes.
So it's about the research that we are doing. It's about the advocacy work that we are doing. It's about review of legislation and policies that impact on children. It's about engaging stakeholders
Yes.
to hold the key people accountable. It's about capacity building, training, support to local level organizations, helping them to do the work that they do so they can reach more children. It's about creating awareness, um, just like the evening. It's about holding events and public forums to discuss with key stakeholders on the need for more people to be involved in the protection of children. So we are really excited that people are opening up their hearts and opening their wallets to support the work that we do because it shows people recognize the value of the work that we do.
Definitely. And I know Vivian Reddy was quite an integral part in getting the night where it was, and also just a really one of your chief patrons. Can you talk to us a little bit about his contribution to the gala event and perhaps his entire contribution to child welfare thus far?
Mr. Vivian Reddy has always been a huge supporter of Child Welfare South Africa, from way back. He's made enormous and lot of contributions towards Child Welfare South Africa. Um, it, Before the event, he actually gave us a cash bailout of R1 million to help with our operational needs. And he single-handedly put most of what we needed for the event. He put it together. He got
Yes.
the other stakeholders. He negotiated with the Sky newspaper to partner with us. He negotiated for Miss South Africa to become our ambassador. He
Yes.
negotiated the different things, and also Mr. Tristan Kurt of Sun International, who is a dear friend of Mr. Vivian Reddy. And he also came on board, and he's the one that was instrumental to getting the Maslow give us a venue, which they sponsored for free.
Yes.
And they also approached different agencies and we got the sponsorships for the food, for the wine, for the
Wow.
drink,
Yes.
for the flowers, for the gifts that were presented at the night, and a whole lot of the logistics. They sponsored the appearance of the MC and also the musician for the night.
Yes.
So they were instrumental, and they actually gave far much more than the contribution for the night. So the whole event were actually put together by Mr. Vivian Brady and Mr. Tristan Kirk, who gave of their time and resources and their network to make sure the event happened.
That is amazing. I know you also launched a celebrity awareness campaign. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and where you hope it goes? Now it's the end of the year, but hopefully it's going to trickle down into 2018. What was the thinking and the idea around a celebrity campaign?
Yes, what the night was about bringing people together, getting people to know about child welfare. It was focused on brand awareness, creating the awareness about the kind of work we do, and to spread the word.
Yes.
Now, from that night, the celebrities that were there and some that couldn't make it are being put together to become the champions of Child Welfare South Africa as the friends of the organization. And it's also about just using their own platform and their own forum to
Voices.
create a wider brand awareness of Child Welfare South Africa, to get more people to support the work that we do,
Yes.
because we still need a lot of support in different areas.
Yes.
A lot of the things that we do, because we are national organization and we are big. A lot of the things that we do require a lot of funding and a lot of resources. Our
Yes.
operational cost is quite huge, and when we do things like research, it's not like it's usually not like a small thing in a small place. It has to be national, and to
Definitely.
do a national research is usually in your millions. So it's not what a few rands can do for you, and and we usually require a lot of support to do that. So um, what the celebrity ambassadors are going to be doing is they would use their platform to solicit and campaign for support, for people to support us, and also um, direct people towards our website so they can make donation. We have a target of getting about 20,000 people
Yes.
make a donation of at least 50 rand to child welfare every month. And that's going to go a long way in addressing the huge need that we have to be able to continue to reach 2 million people. So we have 2 million children. So we took a percentage of that and said, if we have just 20,000 people, which is just a fraction of 2 million children, their support and their contribution would make sure that we'll continue to serve over 2 million people, over 2 million children we have,
Yes.
and the over 164 affiliate
Affiliates.
member organizations, to make sure that we keep our children safe.
Definitely. And I know you spoke a bit about the MEC, in the Minister of Finance speaking and how important it was to just have his support as well as his words of encouragement. But I wonder how does that relationship that you have with the minister perhaps suggest that there'll be a bit more work done with the government, with Child Welfare South Africa?
Yes, it's we've always partnered with the government agencies because we can't do the work alone. So we've always we work closely with the Department of Social Development.
Yes.
We have a project funded by the National Treasury. It's our Youth Support Economic Empowerment Program, which is supported by the National Treasury. And one of the groups that we had at the event is a project under National Treasury, which is the Jobs Fund project. So it was important for us to have a key partner there because obviously whether it's the Department of Social Development or Department of Health, they all get the money from National Treasury. So it's the presence of the National Treasury there. It's also a way of the commitment to say that because when you are committed to something, it shows in your planning and your budgeting. So that relationship eventually is to say that eventually we would want to see more resources allocated towards addressing issues of children, not basically only about supporting the work of child welfare, but when we look at the budget of the national, the national budget, we want to see more line items going towards addressing the issues of children. And we're not just talking about social grants. We're talking about the budget that looks at keeping the borders safe, the schools, safe for children, the hospitals, and so on. So it's looking at those budget line items that specifically say we are committed to protecting children, and we are doing that by increasing or looking at our resources and our budget.
Definitely. I know a lot of planning goes into, a gala event or a fundraising event in general, especially for such a great cause. Is there anybody in particular that you perhaps didn't get to thank on the night and you'd really want to just mention them on the show to just say, they played their part and they did, sort of contribute to the success of the evening?
Yeah, well, we're really glad that we have a lot of people supporting us. Some we mentioned the night. Some work behind the scenes.
Yes.
And we are also grateful to you guys, Bisal, and for all the support you've given us and all the exposure and the partnership and the commitment, and that you guys were there the night and gave all, brought the whole team and gave all the support towards the event. And we also have other people that work behind the scenes.
Yes.
The creative mind marketing.
Yes.
They've given us a lot of support, and they produce a lot of material for us, and were instrumental in the planning process for the evening and afterwards. And a whole lot of other people.
Yes.
Other people that were there and those that couldn't make it. Some people just they couldn't attend, but they made a donation, and with time we'll be able to do a list of the people that they couldn't make it, but they chose to make we'll put donation towards the evening and towards what we do.
Definitely. I mean, there's so many amazing people in attendance, and I was really, really humbled to see people coming together for such an amazing cause, from the rugby legends to, the business tycoons who were in the room. I think it was an amazing event. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Benny. We love speaking to you, and definitely whoever wasn't there missed out, but I'm sure this is the one, not the last one. This will be your first of many.
Yes, this is just the beginning. There's still a lot more. This is the big national one. We're still going to have something in Cape Town later in the year, and KZN. But the annual big one is going to be annually.
Yes.
And people would have to start planning for the next one so they don't have to miss out.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was Dr. Benny Obayi, the National Executive Director for the Child Welfare South Africa. And, such an amazing man, such a kind man. I think Child Welfare South Africa came together very beautifully to come out with such an amazing night. Again, if you want to help out, it's not too late. You can always give out a bit of money. You can just SMS Bloom to 42330 and you can donate at least 30 Rand to the cause. I mean, there's nothing that you could do better than contributing to the child's life, because they are the future. They are going to be alive when we're not around anymore. And we have to make sure that they're protected, that they are sound-minded, that they feel safe, that they are educated, that they are empowered. Because once we get that at a grassroots level, we can ensure almost 100% that we're going to have an amazing future, and we have so much more to look forward to in South Africa. And that concludes our show for today. Again, if you want more information on the gala event, or even just what you can do more to support and to be part of Child Welfare South Africa, please don't be afraid to go to childwelfaresa.org.za and you can find out a little bit more about what they do. Of course, if you want to be tweeting or sending me some messages, or if you were there at the event and you have pictures you want to send, please don't be afraid to do so at brandliveradio.co.za. And that concludes our show for this week. I'll be back again, same time, same place, every Monday, 11 to 11:30, only on brandlive.co.za.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za. Harnessing the power of talk radio. brandlive.co.za.
Ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.